Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing well. So it is May tomorrow and I know it's a little late, but I thought, you know what, just give it a try and we'll see how things go. So I'm going to be sowing a whole bunch of seeds today. And so I don't know if you remember, but last year I had that container in the back that had those little beautiful blue flowers. They're all the lobelia. And this was the variety that I planted. And I did collect some seeds, but I don't know what happened to them. So I went out and got a whole bunch of these, three packs. And I'm going to be sewing them into these two trays right here. I also collected plenty of these mini snapdragon seeds here. All these little black things right there, they're the seed. Anyway, I was going to pick out, but I thought, you know what? It's hard because the seeds are so tiny. But anyway, I'm just going to throw these into the soil and have them come up and have them planted in some of the containers. I think I love the little beautiful, flowers and the different colors that they provided. I think that was really, really pretty. The other one that I will be planting this year is the calabracos. I don't know if you remember from last year, but I had so many different varieties, beautiful colors of blooms from them. So I collected the seeds again, and so hopefully I'll be getting some of the similar colors again because there were some beautiful ones last year. And lastly, I'm going to be showing you how I plant or sow hydrangea seeds. So I think I've done that a few times, but I don't think I've officially done it on video. So I thought I'd show you that this year. And here I have some that I sowed last year. They all survived. Look at this, our cold winter. Isn't that amazing? Oh, isn't that cool? So I have that one, and I love this one. Look at this. This one's got a beautiful greenish color and a little bit of a reddish stem to it. And I love the branching of that little thing, right? Look at that. This is only in its first year because they were sold last year. And then I have some other ones, like look at that one. That's so cool. It's been raining all week, so I had these containers out. I should empty out the water so that the roots don't get all drowned in the water. But anyway, I thought I would do that later. But in the meantime, look at that. Isn't that cool? I think it's just, and then even this one, I thought it wasn't gonna survive, but I think it's actually gonna be okay. If you look closely, you'll see some little bit of green there. See that? It's hard to see, but I think it's still okay. A little green there as well. I have one in here that I planted in another container, so that is done. But look at this one, even this one too. Look at that. So they all actually survived. So pretty cool. Right there. So, and then there's another nice one here as well. So this one is also looking pretty good. Now, and this one, you can kind of see what I did maybe 3 or I would say maybe 2 weeks ago. So I just dumped a whole bunch of hydrangea seeds that I collected, and you can kind of see some of them already sprouted. So usually hydrangea seeds, I'm gonna show you really close what they look like, but they're actually contained inside here. But the problem with these is that it's hard to tell which seeds are viable, which ones are not. So if you're able to open them, you'll see the little seeds inside. But otherwise, if you just sprinkle them directly on top, and that usually works as well. Actually, while we're here, I thought I'm going to show you how the hydrangea seeds, I think there was a request on, what to look for. So I'm going to lift. So this one I collected last fall. So I just left it in a container. And if you look carefully, you see that on the very bottom, there are some seeds there. But that's kind of hard to see. So I'm actually going to take one seed and just kind of show you what that looks like. So usually when you collect, they look kind of like that, right? So they're like in here, so like that. So if you take them out, it'll look kind of like that. I'm just going to use my hands are wet, so that's not really good. And so if you look carefully, I'm going to really, oh, my fingers are really not looking that pretty right now. So if you look really close, actually I'm going to just peel some off right now. Okay, you probably need a forceps to actually open these, but they're actually inside here. I don't know if you can see that, but in here there's tiny little brownish here. Let me just see, they're in there. Let me just empty this out. Actually, I'm gonna do it off camera and then show it to you, I think, because it's really not that easy to see, to pick them out here through here. Hang on. hang on. They're actually... Actually, it's very hard to see here. Let me just try that again. Actually, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go find it off camera and then come back to show it to you. So I found a few seeds, and I thought just show you so that you can kind of see. So they actually look like these, I don't know, it's hard to see. These little brownish thingy right there, the little thing right here, that's a seed. Those are all little hydrangea seeds right there. Now, what I've kind of noticed is that because, well, at least for me, I find that these are so difficult to tell if they're viable or not, because look how tiny they are. You can hardly like tell the difference, right? So you can take you know, a whole bunch of them and just kind of sprinkle them onto the soil. And the way the hydrangeas, I find that they like to be soil is surface soil. So all I do is I sprinkle seeds on and kind of let them do their thing. I don't even cover them with any soil, because the seed, I think that they do best when they're exposed to you know, a lot of sunlight, and that's how they get germinated fast. So you can do that. Now, if you don't feel comfortable or you don't know what to look for, then I would just say take these little individual thing right here, little seed, the little pockets of seeds right there, and just sprinkle them directly on top of the soil, which is what I'm going to do right now, just to show you, because that's what I did a few weeks ago, and you can kind of see that there are some that have already germinated right there, right? So here I have just regular potting soil. I just put it in a little container, and the way that I like to do it is I just like to take the whole entire seed like that. I don't even bother to open them up, and I just kind of sprinkle them kind of randomly around. And then you know, the ones that do germinate, I will let them grow and mature a little bit, and then I take a little spoon and I scoop them out and transplant them into another container where they have space to grow. And that's really it. Don't cover these up with soil, because I think they need to be exposed to the sun. The more sun they get, the faster they germinate. And also in terms of timing, it took me about 3 weeks to actually see some seed germination. So you got to be patient. In terms of cold stratification, I find that they don't need you know, a cold period. As soon as the weather warms up, you're going to see that they're going to start to germinate. So I'm going to do my lobelia right now. It's starting to rain now, so I better do this quickly. That way I have some time. Everything's getting moist and wet. So for the mini snapdragon seeds, I'm just going to sprinkle them everywhere. I got these coffee cups that I saved from last year, and I'm going to actually use them because they have a lid that I'm going to cover them up, just to provide these mini snapdragon seeds a little bit of extra insulation to help speed up the germination rate. It started to rain, so I took the container and take it into the garage to sow the last seeds. And again, everything got wet, so I don't know how much of this I will be able to handle, or how much of it will get stuck to my fingers. But anyway, I'm going to sow the calabracoa seeds all the way. I hopefully will be able to spread them out evenly, and then I will transfer them to little containers later on. So I'll do my best to spread these out, but I doubt that I can do it properly, but I'll do my best. So I got all the seeds sowed finally. Now today is probably not the best day to sow because of you know, the rain, and all the seeds got wet and my hands got wet. But really we have had nothing but rain all week, and we are also expecting more rain next week. So there isn't really the you know, any day that's going to be better. So I thought I'd just give it a try, and hopefully things will work out. But you know, what I'm going to do now is I will take the containers out, let the soil soak in the rain, and then tomorrow I will cover all the containers up, and hopefully that will give it a sort of warm enough condition to start to germinate, because I think near the end of next week we are expecting some sun and the weather should warm up a little bit more. So once the weather warms up with more consistent temperature, the seed should start to germinate. So anyhow, just before I go, I thought I'll let you see some of these double Ducat, golden double Ducat, I think that's the proper name, daffodils that I planted last fall. They are just absolutely gorgeous. I love the double bright yellow blooms of the dabs. And here's a close-up of one of the blooms. Aren't they so pretty? I love the bright yellow on them. Now, this is my first time planting them, but for those of you that have been watching, I have been trying to plant tulips in the front garden for so long, and they usually don't come back for me. So if these do come back next spring, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plant the entire front garden with them, because I think they're just so pretty, and I like the fact that they bloom really early on in the season as well, and they seem to last much longer than tulips, I think, and so really loving these. But they are so heavy, look at this, and because of all the rain that we've been having this entire week, that kind of weighed them down a little bit. But regardless, I think they're just so pretty. Oh, and I just noticed that I have some single blooms in here that look a little odd and not as pretty as the double bloom. So, and I think there's another one over there, but I think the rest of them are the pretty double blooms. So anyhow, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you be able to get into the garden and start doing some seed sowing or gardening yourself. So anyhow, thank you for watching again. I hope to see you all next time. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.